She's a real woman with a real life. She's someone you can relate to. Dawn Newton.
Welcome to the Dawn Newton Podcast. I'm your host, Dawn Newton. Joining me today is author Roseanne Parry. She joins me today to talk about her newest book, A Wolf Called Fire, a standalone companion novel to your New York Times bestsellers, A Wolf Called Wander, A Whale of the Wild, and A Horse Named Sky. A Wolf Called Fire tells a wilderness survival story of the wolf pup known as Warm. It's inspired by Wolf 8, a real Yellowstone wolf who was the smallest of his pack and constantly bullied by his bigger brothers, but grew up to be a different sort of leader, one who fought many rival wolves to submission but never killed any, mentored young wolves, and became the patriarch of the largest and most successful pack in Yellowstone. Roseanne, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh my gosh, it's so great to talk with you, Roseanne Parry, best-selling author, my gosh. And also just, this takes it to another little level, is I too, born and raised in Portland. So it's like, oh, nice. I love this. So it's in your stories I can resonate with so much of it. It's such a pleasure to talk with you. Congratulations on this work.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm super excited about the book, and I'm thrilled to talk to somebody from Bend, too. I'll be in Bend, Oregon for some school visits and an event for Roundabout Books in May of this year. May 21st and 22nd, I'll be in town. So
oh my gosh, I may have to bring you live in studio. And
that would be fun.
Yes, to talk and discuss all the things that you're doing. Today we're talking about your newest book, A Wolf Called Fire. It's a standalone companion by the New York Times bestselling author to A Wolf Called Wander and A Whale of the Wild and A Horse Named Sky. What a beautiful body of work that you've done. And for young readers, how did this get started for you? Where was the inspiration that turned you into a writer?
Well, I got to say, I'm shocked to find myself an author with, this is going to be my 11th book. I'm gobsmacked, honestly, because when I was a child, I'm the worst speller ever. And still, spelling is really hard for me. And the comma, also, I have no idea where it goes, really. And also, people don't agree where it goes. So I am not, I would say, a natural writer, but I love being outside, and I love the habitat, all the different ecosystems in Oregon. I've always, hiked and camped and skied and sailed and all those things all my life. And so I do, what I love about writing is not the spelling part, but the power of connecting with people. And I appreciate that very much. And so I've been really grateful to have a way to bring that excitement and joy in the wilderness to young readers. Childhood is a much more urban thing than it used to be. And I really want kids to love the wilderness, even if they're not in it at the moment, so that they'll seek it out in their adult life and defend it and care for it.
I think that's amazing too, and I think that's so important because there is so many things, even as an adult, that we're never too old to keep learning. But just about animals and animal behavior and why they do what they do, and the human in me sometimes, unfortunately, will attempt, but I hold back from interfering with animals in nature. That whole understanding. I guess for lack of better words, that whole circle of life and how, the hierarchy and how they survive and alpha, omega, all of those things. And you do such a beautiful job educating us.
You. Yeah. I really love thinking about, we are just creatures of this earth too, right? And one of the things that I've loved about writing about wolves is that because they're social animals like us, they have a lot of the same emotions and motivations that humans do. And honestly, if you follow what's been written about the wolves of Yellowstone, operas could be written about these wolves. Honestly, the leadership of a pack is a really fluid and dynamic thing. And what I really loved is that there is more than one way to lead a pack. The assumption that the biggest wolf and the strongest wolf and the toughest one is always the alpha just isn't true. There are lots of different leadership styles. And so when I learned about this particular wolf in Yellowstone, Wolf 8, who had he was the omega of his litter when he was a pup, picked on all the time, but he had a real gift for mentoring young pups. He had lots and lots of empathy for them, and he was really good about connecting with them and leading them and teaching them. And he was taken on by an alpha female whose mate had been killed, and she had these 8 pups to care for, and Yellowstone 8 just slipped right in there, and he was such a great mentor to those young wolves that they were fanatically loyal to him, and went on to become the most powerful pack in Yellowstone Park. He was really the sort of patriarch of this really powerful pack because he chose a more compassionate leadership style. And I love that there isn't just one way to lead. It gave me lots to work with in my story.
Well, and talk too about you get up close and personal, pretty much with your subject. How was it with this particular story?
Well, it's hard to get close to actual wild wolves because they resist the presence of humans. Let's just say we've been hunting them for several centuries now, and they remember that about us. With the habitat, I really love to get in there and think about if I was a wolf in this. Let me get down on the ground. And not just what can I see, but what can I smell, and what can I hear, and what does the ground feel like under my feet? All of those things are really fun to think about and fun to write about. I really want to make that ecosystem come to life so that kids will really feel a connection with the wilderness. So,
and when you're speaking and you have events coming up in Hillsborough this month, and then we'll see you in May as well. The reception that you get from children, and because I remember, I look at the wild animals mostly. Sometimes the closest we get is maybe a zoo or the stuffed animal, and how to approach and speak to children at their level. I mean, I've always admired that in authors, how you put it in their terms so that they understand, but still relevant and current.
Yeah, kids are they're so good at empathy, honestly, and children have a much more intimate connection with powerlessness because they're young, and so their empathy comes pretty naturally to them. So I love that about young readers, and I love how deeply they want to dive in with these wolves. I love that they find connections too in their lives, and see, like with Wander, war comes to his home ground and he runs away, and kids can see that and go, oh, this is the emotional experience that this refugee family at my school is having. War came to their home ground and they ran away. And it's a way into the emotional piece of that story without having to wade through the politics or the money or any of the things that make it complicated, and they're just able to make that equation in their minds, and I love that. The real value in books is how they help people grow in empathy, and so I love to find all those connections that kids make.
No, I absolutely agree. It's an opportunity just to immerse yourself and as they say, walk in someone else's shoes. Or paws.
Yes.
And I just think that's so important, and what a wonderful opportunity that you bring for us, and a little jealous of this writing that you do. I think it's pretty amazing. Where can we
It is a lot of fun.
Find your books, Roseanne, and learn more about you and your work and your events?
They should be in any independent bookstore near you, or I think they're also in some of the big box stores too. And in libraries, I've had really beautiful support from libraries as well.
Well, it's been such a pleasure speaking with you, and I look forward to further conversations. And hopefully when you make your way to Bend, we can bring you in studio.
I would love that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Dawn Newton Podcast, and a special thank you to my guest, author Roseanne Parry, sharing her newest book with us, A Wolf Called Fire. More information about Roseanne and her work can be found at her website, roseanneparry.com. And be sure and check out my website, dawnnewton.com. The Dawn Newton Podcast is written, produced, and hosted by Dawn Newton.